So today's pressing task at the allotment is to heap up these potatoes. As you can see, they've started to grow up the tops of their bags. Now, normally, if they're in the ground, they would need heaping up probably before this. I didn't come up last weekend because it was a bit rainy. So I'm just going to heap them up here. You don't normally actually have to heap up in bags, but I planted them quite shallowly because I didn't have quite enough compost to go around. So I'm just going to top them up with some compost now. Right, here we go. And the point of topping them up with the compost is that you don't want too much light to get to the tubers, because then they go a bit green, and if they go a bit green, you can't eat them because they're poisonous. So you just go all the way up these stalks. These ones are a bit crazy, which is exciting. These are my Sharps Express, so that should be a clear there. Maybe not looking at some kind of train, the Express, but they work. So let's see when they can. These are supposed to be Christmas potatoes, so it normally takes about 12 weeks for potatoes to 60 days. The potatoes to be ready to be thrown in the ground. So these are supposed to be ready at Christmas, but Christmas night. But we'll see, these look like they get material. But the longer you leave them in the ground, the bigger they'll get. So I'm just going to pull this right up to the top now. And then we'll have to do it again later. When I started growing potatoes in the spring, I tried growing them in old labelled wine boxes. And that was actually fine. But the boxes just disintegrate if they get wet or too wet, which they did because it's a very wet spring. Dry spring and then wet. So I think these bags hopefully will do a better job. They're designed for this job. So right, so this one. Lift the bag now. I'm really impressed with this new, I don't know how new it is, but it's new down here in our local home store, vegetable compost from New Horizons, peat free. And it's the same price as the average peat free compost. At the moment it's on some kind of special offer, which I can't work out because they don't have a price label on it in the store that I bought it from. And it really seems to hold the moisture better than the basic compost. So, oh. Got the Saturday gym going to working with bags of compost. I don't know what kind of weight I could lift if I ever got to go to a gym, which is pretty unlikely. You can certainly move these things around without too much trouble. These ones are Charlottes. They are such a nice potato. And they're so, when they come fresh out of the ground, the skins are so soft. They take far less time to cook, I've noticed. If you buy short ones for some reason, I don't know. I guess maybe religious pressure. So yeah, you can take 10 minutes off the cooking time for a really fresh new potato. These I had them earlier this morning, so nice. Bit of salmon, bit of soy sauce, bit of butter. And this one is Désiré, another classic potato. Really, these are the slightly so yeah, we've got some new ones in there. I think the ones that they were pent and javelin. So yeah, unfortunately, my sister's favourite, pink fir apple. They don't really do them as a Christmas potato. They're like a second early in the spring. Good plant them as a main. See if we could keep them. We did manage that one year when I planted everything but baked. Yep, this. Good and heat. Good stuff. So let's go and have a little look. What's going on? That's my last here. Where it lives in the corner of this this tub seems to be a great place for it to live as far as I'm concerned. So there we go. Yeah. So the cold frame arrived. As you can see, I've got my little seedlings in here. The idea was these are not really, oh, hello, sorry everybody. These are not really tender seedlings. They are just in here to protect them in a lot of heavy rain, protect them a little bit from the rain, protects them from the birds. You can see they're coming up nicely now. Hollyhocks, I don't know what those are. Oh, foxgloves, yeah, cornflowers. What have we got here? Lupins and calendula. These are vegetables. Those ones are peas, that's for sure. I've scribbled on this in white chalk and it doesn't seem to have been a particularly successful method. So they should be, I think, 60-day calabrese, the ones that are coming up here, which are great. You can just keep picking the little tender shoots off and cooking them. Again, they take no time to cook. They do look like they've been attacked slightly by some kind of insect. I've got some stuff called, what's it called? Shell on Earth, which is an eggshell deterrent for slugs and things. So I might bring that up tomorrow, maybe, and see if that will make a difference to these poor little plants here, which aren't doing quite so well. This all needs a bit of watering though. Unfortunately, when I moved the cold frame, I lost a few of the very fiddly little nuts and bolts that hold it together. So currently it's held together with a bit of string. Hopefully I'll find something a little better than that before it actually gets to the windy bit. Bit of progress on the raspberry bed, quite a lot of progress on the blackberries. A bit of progress over here, although you'll see that that fennel I said I was going to dig out is still standing. So I'm going to stop this little video now and get on with some hard digging.